Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage during his performance at the Hollywood Bowl. A lot of people are talking about this today, so I decided I would go ahead and talk about it today. It's not it's not really anything to do with politics, which I thought would be good to have on the channel. I don't want the channel to be just politics. Obviously, I do want to talk about things that are culture related and not politics too. I don't want to just talk about politics, even though there are a lot of politics going on. I'd like to take a break from that and just talk about this here. So Dave Chappelle, he got attacked last night during his show. He's doing a special right now. I believe it's the Netflix Sucks special or something like that. It's the Netflix is a Joke festival is what they're doing. And so he was attacked on stage by someone. I believe they say the man's name here. Yeah, the suspect identified as Isaiah Lee, 23, has been charged with felony assault with a deadly weapon. A Los Angeles police spokesperson said Chappelle was not injured. So they do have a video of this that I'll be showing in a moment. I'm just going to go ahead and read on here, though. So Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage on Tuesday night by a man who ran up and tackled the stand-up comedian during a performance at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. In the video posted to social media, a man can be seen running onto the stage before leveling Chappelle as security officers race to intervene. The Los Angeles Police Department confirmed the incident, telling NBC Los Angeles that the man was armed with a replica gun that could eject a real knife blade when discharged correctly. It was unclear if he made an attempt to use the weapon. I'm not really sure what it means by that, replica gun that could eject a real knife blade. I have seen those in a few stores, similar to what they're describing there. It's literally like a knife blade, but instead of it being shaped like a normal knife blade, it's shaped like a gun, and it can have a knife come out. So I'm assuming that's what they're talking about, but I'm not really sure. It could be a different type of weapon than that, but either way, it was a bladed object. He didn't. No one seems to be sure whether or not he attempted to use it or not, but he did have it on his person at the time. So people have been bringing that up because obviously that's worrying. The suspect, identified as Isaiah Lee, age 23, has been arrested on suspicion of felony assault with a deadly weapon. An LAPD spokesperson said Wednesday, Lee's bail is set at $30,000. That's actually not that much considering who he tackled. I would think that the bail would be a lot higher than that if you attacked a celebrity. But alrighty, if 30,000, that's not that much. They only have to pay 10% in California. I don't know if it's different elsewhere. So $3,000 and he's out. Let's see. Was there anything else here? LAPD said Lee was in the audience, then jumped on stage and attacked Chappelle just as he was about to leave. The comedian was performing during the fourth night of the Dave Chappelle and Friends show, which was part of the Netflix is a Joke festival. I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe it's a new Netflix special coming up. He had a bunch of people performing. I know Chris Rock was performing and stuff like that. Goes on to say that the security guards hired for the show intervened and pulled the suspect off the comedian. Before detaining him, police said Lee sustained superficial injuries during the altercation and was taken to a hospital. Chappelle was not injured in the attack, they said. So as far as this Isaiah Lee person, there is video of him being loaded onto the ambulance. He looks pretty beat up. His face is swollen, bloodied face. His arm is bent in a weird way. I believe I saw a few people saying that they believe his arm's dislocated, which that's what you get. You get on stage to try to hurt somebody, you get hurt. Then that's how it should be. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the video here real quick. Got this video right here from TMZ of the actual tackle. It's pretty interesting. This guy just comes out from the bottom of the stage here and he just runs up and does a flying tackle. So here, let me stop talking.
Behind me on the DJ table is one of the most prolific producers that hip hop has ever presented, the mighty man Lil. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop history.
All right, so yeah, you see right there, he gets tackled. There's a bit of a scuffle. People are trying to grab him. He's running backstage. There's Chappelle here. He's running around seeing what happened. So it looks like they're going to replay it right here. So he runs up, flying tackle right into him. Dave actually takes that pretty well. He barely gets off his feet. Look at him. He barely stumbled considering the momentum that guy had. So then Chappelle goes on talking, and cameras are trying to follow him.
I am going to kill that.
Oh, sorry, it's still funny. So yeah, he's getting beat up over here on the sidelines. Looks like Dave Chappelle's gonna walk over there. Yeah, he's getting roughed up over here by security. Oh yeah, they're wailing on him and everything. I mean, hey, that's what happens. That's what happens. Like, especially they don't even know, but you know, hindsight. That man has a weapon. He can start slashing at people. So the fact that they were quick to get him down like that when he ran away, good on the security. Even though, because I mean, you play that again at the start here. Security could not have done anything there. All these people are vetted. All of them have already gone through security checks and everything. So him right here, he gets up right over here. Security could not have stopped that. He was already halfway to Chappelle compared to the distance of security. So anyone saying that security just wasn't good enough, I don't know what security could have been better to stop this right here. He literally gets up out of the crowd and does that. Now, the fact that he had a weapon on him, I'd like to find out how he got that past security, because that's not cool. But yeah, just the simple fact that he was just right there in front of the crowd. There's no way the security could have stopped him. So that's funny. I believe do they go on to show him in the gurney? No. Okay. Well, here I got this article right here from the New York Post. New York Post. Okay. So New York Post, they've got a few pictures here of the guy. So this is the guy in the aftermath. Yeah, his arm is looking a little twisted up there. I personally wouldn't have my arm like that if I'm up in a gurney. So people are saying that he dislocated his arm, and then he's looking pretty beat up there. He looks pretty beat up. Let me see. Let me go ahead and read on here. Chappelle kept on while the guy was getting beat in the back. Yeah, he was. The comedian had literally just said how he now has more security because of all of the uproar from his jokes about the trans community. If you aren't aware of that situation, I'm sure you could find videos about that online. I wasn't doing videos at the time, so I do not have a video about that. And I don't really think I'm not gonna go back and talk about previous news stories. I'm trying to stay current. But basically, The Closer was a Netflix special. During The Closer, there was a lot of jokes about trans people. None that I found particularly harsh, but Chappelle got a lot of backlash from that and has been getting backlash still from that. So that's what this is talking about here. So he has now has more security because of all the uproar from his jokes about the trans community. I'm talking about from The Closer, the Netflix special. She said, explaining why Chappelle's first quip after the attacker was that it must be a trans man. Now, that's kind of funny because, I mean, that's probably something I would say. He's talking about how he had to up his security because of his trans people jokes, and then he immediately gets attacked after talking about that. I would say, oh, it's because it was a trans man. I'd say that as a joke too, just to be funny. And, Chappelle was comforted on stage by Chris Rock, who jokingly referred to his own on-stage attack at the Oscars, asking, "Was that Will Smith?" Now, I saw a clip of that. I'm sure you can find a clip of that online. I already showed the TMZ clip of the actual tackle, but you can find I'm sure you can find a clip online of Chris Rock. He literally runs up after the attack and everything's settled. He's like, "Oh, was that Will Smith?" And that's a good joke. That's it's a good joke, and could not have been said by anyone else, obviously, because that's just great. Looks like they have more pictures here of the guy. Yeah, his arm definitely looks a little twisted up here because that's bent at a weird angle. So they dislocated it or broke it or something. But let's see. I believe there's some more here. Smith's slap and the heightened threat felt by comedians was also part of Chappelle's set before his own scare. Sachs said, "Was it really surreal about this? Is that Chappelle talked about Chris Rock and the slap, new reality facing comedians having more security with him and his wife being worried about him now. He did a whole bit about a crazy man coming to his house and chasing him down in his car." So it's just talking about how Chappelle has been, he's been experiencing a lot of I don't even know what the word would be. He's been facing a lot of criticism lately because of his show, The Closer. A lot of people were trying to get it, taken off of Netflix. That was unsuccessful. People were trying to cancel Dave Chappelle. That was successful to an extent. There were some people that had dropped him on a few shows, I believe, and stuff like that. But overall, Dave Chappelle is just one of those figures that I don't really think you can cancel, and that's probably why this happened. It's probably someone who can't handle his jokes, can't take his jokes, and he knew Dave Chappelle was about to get off stage, and he's like, I'm gonna take my chance now, and he went for it. Now this guy's gonna he's gonna get charged, he's gonna get put in jail for a little bit, or who knows what'll happen. But it's just stupid. It really is. Like, why even go up and attack someone on stage for making jokes? Like, it's called a joke for a reason. And people can't handle jokes anymore. Apparently, people can't handle jokes, and this is what happened. Jada and Will Smith, they couldn't handle a G.I. Jane joke, so they went up on stage and slapped Chris Rock on live TV, or I think it was live, and that sets a precedent now. Especially because Will Smith didn't face any repercussions from that. And, before you tell me, oh, you got banned from the Oscars for 10 years, who gives a shit? Because I don't even know if Will Smith gives a shit. Like, no one really cares all that much. And, that same clip, he was laughing, he was laughing at the joke, and then it cuts away, and then it cuts back to him, and all of a sudden he's angry, and he's getting up, walking to Chris Rock. So who knows what really happened there. I personally think his wife told him to do it to some extent, but at the same time, his wife is always sabotaging him, so would you really be surprised? But that's detracting from the story here. It was also unclear how he managed to get into the venue, which forces audience members to go through metal detectors, and was even supposed to have a ban on mobile phones for the show. Still, several audience videos emerged, even though all phones were supposed to be left in specially designed pouches. Audience members credited Chappelle's team for stopping the attack, calling the venue's security non-existent. Really? Audience members credited Chappelle's team for stopping the attack, calling the venue's security non-existent. I wouldn't say they're non-existent. They were definitely there, immediately after the attack. Unless that wasn't the venue's security, and that was just, Dave's, posse or whatever. But, what does it say here? Seemed like Dave's entourage, security, and crew dealt with the situation. Okay, yes, it was a mix of all of them. Simon said that Chappelle returned to performing even as security was still wrangling the attacker on stage. Okay, so I already showed you the videos from that. But that's basically the wrap-up of the story. People are just talking about how he got attacked on stage, and the guy's an idiot. The guy who tried to do it is retarded, and he is now in custody of the police. Dave Chappelle is fine, and all is good in the world. Let's just hope going forward that people will be able to take jokes a little bit better is the only thing that I hope. But I'm going to leave it there. If you like what I'm doing, please share my videos, please share my channel. Leaving comments is always greatly appreciated. Leaving comments helps boost me in the algorithms for YouTube, as well as leaving likes and sharing, obviously. The more views, the better. But other than that, if you want to follow me on the Twitter, my Twitter is down here in the bottom left at GuckoltTyler. And if you want to follow me on Rumble, my Rumble is the same as my YouTube. If you want to follow me on YouTube, it is the same as my Rumble. And I think I'll leave it there. Don't really have much else to add. Peace out.